137 million?
Yes, and if I don't pay up, I'll go to jail for tax evasion. I'm crazy enough to take on Batman, but the IRS, no, thank you.
Hello, and welcome to James the Lesser Express Lane, where we get you in and out as fast as possible. DSP, being DSP, well, Nintendo announced the new pricing for their expansion pack to their online. That includes N64, Sega Genesis, and something new for Animal Crossing New Horizon. Obviously, DSP hates Nintendo, hates New Horizon, and doesn't really like the old games, because they're just too hard, guys. You can't cheese them. Well, we're going to start a little bit before the Nintendo part, because I think you find this part interesting as well. Let's listen.
So that being said, I get it. I understand maybe why people are not becoming channel members. What I would ask is this. If you can, please do.
Because you can't get gifted subs.
So. And when you become a channel
you
member...
so relied on gifted subs and Prime subs, which are free.
You know, that's kind of behind-the-scenes support that used to be consistent.
Behind-the-scenes support. Members and the Twitch subs were behind-the-scenes support? Pretty sure they're all up front. Like, as you can see, members goal... Wait, let me move that down a little bit so you can see it. Members goal, 276, 325. How is this behind the scenes? And you had your Twitch sub goals and all that. How is any of this behind the scenes? How much money are you getting behind the scenes where you inflate any money to be behind the scenes? Like, seriously, DSP. What the hell are you doing?
And with Dependable over on Twitch, back when I was a streamer on Twitch, I could know that every month I was going to get this amount of support via the subs. You know,
because
here on YouTube, I don't even know
majority
what's
of
going to
them
happen.
were free.
Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down?
Whether from
I don't even know.
The Twitch Prime or from OIC.
And I'm hoping that things will level out and change for the better in the future. But for now, that's just kind of the situation. And I just got to kind of shrug and say, well, all I'm going to do is I'm going to keep doing what I love. I'm going to keep putting out great streams. You guys are telling me the streams are good. And you got to think that eventually things are going to kind of turn around when the new releases hit, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking. So if you're not a member, I would urge you to become one. I do feel that there's going to be
and giving behind the scenes tips, guys,
member, especially in the long term. I'm doing my
support,
best. I'm listening to your
totally.
feedback. I'm trying to add new things to the membership rewards every month. So I hope you guys will consider becoming.
Yeah, new hats and new vests that no one wants.
That's one
anyways.
way you can support the channel. I know I went on a big tangent there. Another way you can support the channel is by doing a super chat or a super sticker. These are ways you can contribute directly through YouTube itself. And when you contribute through these methods, this allows you to get a nice highlighted message in the stream chat as a way of immediately saying
that
hey,
if it doesn't praise them, gets deleted.
Okay. Now,
and you banned.
when you do a membership or when you do a super chat or super sticker, those things are ways to support the channel in the long term. That's long-term support that I will get benefit from in about a month to 2 months. And behind the scenes, it really helps me
1 month.
keep the channel going. In
fact, not 2 months. Where are you getting this 2 months from?
That help do some of the things that are my biggest things of the month, like my mortgage payments and stuff like that. Okay? Now, there is another way to support the channel that, in my opinion, is the best way.
My opinion, guys.
You may have heard of it, maybe because I bring it up every single day.
How does it pay my mortgage? But then you'd be crying, guys, I need to raise this much in tips so I can pay my mortgage. So which is it, DSP?
Tipping is a way to contribute via PayPal. You can do so by checking the description of the stream or typing !tip into the stream chat. And when you tip me directly on a stream, there's 2 major benefits to doing so. The first is
I get it right away.
I get that tip right away. I can put that tip towards the cost of a new game. I can put it towards a bill.
WWE Champions, DoorDash.
I can put it towards taxes.
Total Wine.
In particular, this coming week, I got to pay for garbage removal, I got to pay my electric bill, and I got to pay my other utility, my water bill. So all those things are coming up this week. And then whatever excess I have by the end of the week is for my day off on Thursday.
Guys, I'm broke. I need money. Tip me right away. By the way, whatever doesn't go to my bills, I'm going to be spending on food and pet supplies and WWE Champions. Well, how about you save some of that so when the next bill comes up... No! I can't save any of it. I got to spend it right away.
Okay? So... that's where the tips go. All right? The other cool thing about tips is that when you tip me, more of that contribution comes to my pockets than any other kind of contribution. And by the way, that's not a negative. I'm not saying, oh, it's bad to do other methods of contribution. I'm not at all. But I'm just being very matter of fact here. When you tip me, less of a cut is taken out of a tip than other methods of contribution. So, when you tip me, I get more of it, and I get it right away. It's a double benefit, you see?
For you, maybe, but not
so
the fans.
Good. Now,
some of the ones
if
that
you would
charge
like to tip me, I appreciate that. Thank you in advance.
It.
Since tips are so beneficial to the streams and to me, I do my best to reward people for tipping. First of all, I'll do a shout out if you tip during the stream. And then in addition to that, we have reward goals in effect set up. If we raise $50 in total tips on today's stream, I'll put on a pair of Gunner glasses. If we raise $100 in tips, I'll put on a hat of your choice. Today, since I am playing Alan Wake...
Right to the microphone, thanks,
since I am playing Alan Wake, the headphones will be on, and that means that the hat selection will be limited. Eventually, when I get my pair of headphones that are coming, they're supposed to be worn around the neck, then that won't be an issue. But of course, we need to get to that point right now. The release was delayed. In fact, they were supposed to originally release either today or tomorrow, and now Amazon delayed them. You know what I should do?
Bitch and moan.
Let's actually, live here on the stream, check the status
November
of
12th.
my headphones and see if there has been a change.
Couldn't do this before the stream. You had to do it right now, huh? Couldn't wait.
So here they are.
This is so exciting for his fans to watch, isn't it? This is what I wanted to cover.
Oh my
Nintendo
god.
part.
They got delayed again. Oh, come on.
Goddamn awful noise box.
God
Can't wait for
damn
that thing
it.
to break.
They got delayed again. Originally, they were supposed to be coming out this week. Then they got delayed till the end of October. Now, they have been delayed till November 12th, 2021. And Amazon even says, we will notify you when we get updates and a solid release date. But for now, this is their estimated date.
Wah. No one cares. Oh, God, my headphones are delayed, guys. This is almost as bad as the day that Kobe Bryant died. Oh, who am I kidding? This is way worse, guys.
Guys, I'm very upset.
This
right
affects me.
I paid for these back in August. Because this was a pre-order, and I actually had ordered this with credit that a viewer had provided for me months ago. A viewer had actually given me a big Amazon gift card and said, hey, get some stuff. And I did.
Did you add that to the tip skull? Of course you didn't add it to the tip skull. Kept it behind the scenes so no one know about it.
Ended up getting a bunch of hats. I ended up pre-ordering this headset. I actually got some credits for PlayStation Network, and I bought a couple games. So this is already paid for, ready to go. And it just keeps getting pushed back. This is now a full month that it has been delayed.
Wah.
So it is what it is, guys. I'm very disappointed now. I'm actually glad that I checked on this for you because I'm very upset right now. I am. I hope that I can get cheered up by Alan Wake today because right now, like, I'm really upset.
And by your tips, guys.
So anyway.
Don't forget the tips.
Yeah. I am getting new headphones that will allow us in the future to wear any hat once I get them. But I need to get them, and I don't have them right now. So, that means we're limited in hat selection today to the camo, the digital, and the fake hair hat if we raise $100 in tips. If we raise the full tips goal of $150, all vests today are eligible to be worn except platinum because we wore platinum last night. So that would mean the red, the denim.
I don't remember wearing a vest last night, but I'm sure you wore the platinum vest last night.
The camo, and the gold vests would all be eligible today if we hit the full tips goal. Okay? So, if you like the streams, if you like the content, and you want to support it and keep it going, please consider contributing to the stream in one of the methods, either membership, super chat, super sticker, or a tip. Tips are preferred. That's why we have the reward goals for tips. Okay, guys? All right. That's all I got to say. Now, I got one news story to talk about today.
Ooh.
Right? One news story.
Here it comes.
And then we're going to get to shout-outs for your contributions. And then I'm going to take a break to use the bathroom. And then we're going to jump back into
Play
Alan
WWE
Wake Remastered,
Champions.
Episode 4, which I'm excited for. This is a good one. Okay? Okay. Okay. So, my friends, let us talk, shall we? The news of today is interesting. The news of today is regarding Nintendo. About a month ago, Nintendo made an announcement. They said that they're going to be updating their online services. Okay? And they say, well, what does that mean? Nintendo announced that they are going to be doing something different with Nintendo Online. Up to this point, Nintendo Online has been a service that you pay a flat rate each month, or you pay $20 a year, $19.99. All right? And those services give you online multiplayer with your games, right?
And NES and SNES games. I got it because A, Tetris 99 came with it. I wanted to play Tetris 99. And back way back in the day, I had a Nintendo and then a Super Nintendo. It's like, alright, I get to play those old games again. And new ones like Mario Lost Levels, which completely destroyed me. But with the new one, you get N64, which I never owned and don't care, and Sega Genesis, which I never owned. But I got the PlayStation Collection, whatever, Sega Genesis for PlayStation 3, so don't really need it. So I'm not going to be getting it. But let's listen to DSP. Anyways, let's continue.
Great, right? That's excellent. Online multiplayer. However, the pricing is kind of similar to other similar services that both Sony and Microsoft provide on their consoles. The difference being that Nintendo doesn't really provide an equivalent service. What I mean by that is Nintendo doesn't even provide online voice chat. Nintendo doesn't provide online messaging. All it is online multiplayer for...
You don't do voice messaging anyways. You turn chat off in every game you play that has it, because what about the trolls, guys?
certain games. For example, Smash Brothers.
Dumbass.
Or fighting games. Or Mario Kart. That kind of stuff. Now, is multiplayer gaming important? Yes. Is it as important on the Switch as other consoles? No. Other consoles are known for competitive first-person shooters and the like, and the Switch isn't really known for that, you see? So people who are paying for this Nintendo Online service already feel like they're overpaying and not getting the quality that they're getting on other consoles because it doesn't have the same features. You're not getting the voice chat, you're not getting a messaging service, and you're definitely not getting as much use out of the online play as it is. So what Nintendo did is they bundled in with Nintendo Online a bunch of free games, okay? What they offered was as follows. We're going to provide you with a bunch of NES, Super NES games for free. You don't have to pay anything extra. They're included with Nintendo Online's membership. And admittedly, I've played some of these games. It's been a great experience. I've played some of the classics, the NES games, the Super NES games, and they've been quite good to play. I actually played Super Metroid for a little bit of time there. I really enjoyed it. You know, it's been...
Different Marios and all that.
That if you like the
But he
classics,
probably forgot about
this is a good way to play them on a modern console. Okay?
Take a
So
sip,
there you go.
says the asshole.
But some people would say, well, wait a minute, how's this a big deal? You were able to play these games on other Nintendo consoles in the past, including from the Nintendo Shop and stuff like that, on the Wii U, the Virtual Console. This isn't a big deal. You've been able to do this before in the past. A lot of people just play these games on emulators on their PC if they want to play them, right? So how is this a big deal? Answer is, it's not really a big deal. It's a nice added feature that Nintendo gave to kind of justify the price tag of their online service, but, you know, it is what it is. The truth of the matter is that Nintendo fans tend to pay for things way overpriced for...
I would argue,
Nintendo,
guys.
all right? Nintendo has literally become the Apple of the gaming world. There is a rabid fan base of people who consume everything that Nintendo puts out, regardless of the quality. They just do. I mean, we just said this last week. The Nintendo OLED just released. The Nintendo OLED is everything that Nintendo fans did not want from a new version of the Switch, right? Basically, here's what it is.
Says who? Yes, people were hoping for a more powerful console. But not once have I said, I didn't want OLED screen, guys. Like, no one fucking cares. If you don't already own one, get the OLED. It's a better screen. I've seen the videos comparing the two. It is a better screen. It looks sharper, it looks brighter, it looks better. Get over it, DSP.
A slightly bigger screen with a little bit more brightness, slightly better speakers, okay, and a better kickstand, and the dock now has a built-in Ethernet port. That's it. They didn't improve the processing power. They didn't improve the graphics. They didn't improve
They
much of
don't
the storage
need
space.
to.
They didn't improve the Joy-Cons, which has always been an issue with this console.
Joy-Cons they probably should
They
have,
didn't improve
but
anything people wanted.
everything
Like,
else...
They literally ignored everything people wanted with the Nintendo Switch OLED. And they said, we're putting out another console for $50 more that arguably is just giving you the things that you should have had at launch when you bought your Switch 4 years ago anyway. Now,
No
we
one
all
said
talk about
that.
this, and
Nintendo
my
has
view
never
is
said that.
one
No one
should
else
buy it
said that except
unless,
for
number
you.
one, they don't have a Switch at all. Obviously, buy the better one if you don't have one. And number two, if you're someone who beat the living shit out of your Switch, maybe you use it as a handheld console all the time, and you really wore it out, then buy the Switch OLED. But, no exaggeration, that's probably like 10% of the gamer base out there. So this really, in reality, should not have a market. But guess what? People ran out and fucking bought this stupid thing in droves. Like, it's...
DSP. A lot more than 10% of the population doesn't have a Switch. For me, when I tried to get one, it took me a couple months to get one, but it was the middle of the pandemic. They're kind of hard to find because a lot of people are buying consoles because they're stuck at home. But with a new OLED one, maybe they'll be more in stock, be easier to get. So someone who actually wanted one, maybe 20% of the people out there, they'll finally be able to get one. And what the fuck do you care what other people spend their money? Oh, because they're spending the money on that, they're not giving it to you. If Derek or Super Blind Man goes out and buy a brand new Switch, they can't be giving that money to you. I'm sorry, DSP.
sold well. Did it sell insanely well? No. But it did sell well. Okay? It did. So, it's just so silly that everything Nintendo puts out, even if you need it or you don't, people buy it. It's the same as the iPhone every year. Every single year. Apple pumps out a new iPhone, and it has a few new features, arguably half of which people don't even use, and they go and buy the new iPhone anyway. They got to have the new piece of technology from Apple. It's the same with Nintendo. Okay? It really is. It's exactly the fucking same situation here. People just got to have everything that's Nintendo, all right? So why are we talking about this today? Because it was...
It's like you got to have everything new on WWE Champions. Mr. Wah, I didn't get the new Edge Zombie card, guys.
Just announced this morning the pricing and features of the new upper tier Nintendo online service, okay?
That you don't have to get, you can keep the original.
Nintendo was going to offer a tier 2 online service that was going to have increased cost from what we're already paying for Nintendo Online, and this increased cost was basically going to give you more features. What are the features? Well, they're going to start including Sega Genesis as well as Nintendo 64 games into these games of Nintendo Online features now, which they previously did not do. Previously, it was just Nintendo and Super Nintendo games. Now they're adding Genesis and Nintendo 64 to the mix. Okay? Some people are very excited for this. Some people are like, it's not a big deal. Again, these are games we played on Virtual Console, and we already have from other means. It's not a huge deal. Anyway, I don't understand why this is a big deal, but some people are saying it's a big deal. Okay? The other thing is they have now announced there will be a DLC expansion for Animal Crossing New Horizons. You know, that game that everyone played last year when the pandemic started, and then everyone stopped playing by the end of the year because the pandemic kind of eased up.
You stopped playing at the end of the year.
Somewhat.
Still plenty of people out there playing it, just because you stopped playing it.
Way down in player base, and has basically all but stopped selling, which is hilarious because last year it was one of the best-selling games of the year, and basically the entire game has kind of died off. So they're announcing.
And how would you know that?
If you are a subscriber.
Did you talk to your friends about it? Oh, I don't have any friends to talk to.
Membership of Nintendo Online. You're going to start getting Sega Genesis and Nintendo 64 games, and you're going to get this Animal Crossing DLC as part of the package for no additional charge. Okay? Okay, fair enough. Well, what's the pricing? So it used to be $19.99 a year for a single user, $20 a year for the Nintendo Online. The new pricing is $49.99.
Stupid music box.
That's right.
It's still
more than double
cheap.
the cost of what you're currently paying for Nintendo
Not even
Online.
$5 a month.
More than double. Will you?
Which, if you're someone who loves Sega Genesis or loved N64 and you got a Switch, do it. Go ahead. It's an extra $30 a year, not a month, a year. Now, for me, not worth it. I don't play Animal Crossing. I got the Sega Genesis disc for PS3. And I never played anything on N64 because I didn't have one. So there's no nostalgia for it. There's no me going, oh man, I love playing this as a kid. I'm going to play some more of it. None of that exists for me. But maybe it does for you. Maybe you love playing Mario 64. Maybe you love playing, I don't know, GoldenEye. Oh wait, I don't even know if GoldenEye is on it. The list seems kind of limited right now, but they're always adding new games to that NES and SNES collection, so they'll hopefully be adding more to N64, more to Sega Genesis. Who knows? Maybe in the future they'll add GameCube games. One GameCube game I ever played was one of the Mortal Kombat, I think Shaolin Monks. So my friend had it, but they're probably going to keep adding more to keep enticing people to pay for it. When it comes out, and let's say it doesn't do well, what if, wow, we thought this many people would pay for it, but only 47% of the people paid for it. Well, we did not reach our goal. What do we need to add to it? Well, according to online community, we need to add this, this, and this to it. So then maybe they'll add that. Or maybe they'll add one of those things. All right, well, we had this one thing, went up to 61%. We got to hit the 100% number that we're expecting. But then again, it's also Nintendo. You can get a game that came out 2 years ago for the exact same price as it was 2 years ago because they never drop in price. So if they do come out with GameCube games, they'll probably add another $10 a month. Or $10 a year, I mean. Which again, $60 a year for a bunch of free games? Not that bad.
You get added features like voice chat, increased online connectivity and quality, and messaging service? No. Will you get any added features outside of the Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64 games, and Animal Crossing expansion? No. But important to know, because some people are confused a bit. It's optional. You don't need to get this. They're not doing away.
Exactly, it's optional. So why are you so mad about it?
They're
Calm
not
the
doing
fuck
away
down.
with their lower tier service. You could still pay the $19.99 a year to get online capability with your games, and you're fine. But the new service, you're paying $30 extra a year for Sega Genesis and N64 games and one expansion for Animal Crossing. Okay? So immediately, I am seeing people online reacting in various different ways. Some people are absolutely freaking out because they don't understand that this is an optional upgrade. They thought that this was mandatory to play games online. It's not true. So that's just a misreaction. You know, they don't know what's going on. They're not understanding the situation. I see some people who are freaking out and saying, oh my God, this is way too expensive. You're more than doubling the cost of the service, but you're literally not doing anything to improve the service. It would be one thing if they were saying, we're expanding our capabilities. Now the online connections will be better. We're adding a voice chat capability for the first time ever, and we're doing, you know, the things that all the other online networks do, we're now doing, and that's why we'll be charging similar to them. If they had said that, then this price increase would make a lot of sense. They're literally doing none of that. Okay? None.
They're providing you a bunch of
They're
more
just saying,
games.
give us more money.
They're older,
for
but
the
they're
same
still
service.
games.
Oh, by the way, here's a couple bells and whistles and extras that you may or may not even care about. But give us way more money for the same service. Okay? Now,
It's not way more. It's $30
you may
more.
well say, especially if you're not one of these people who's crazy into Nintendo. Okay? You know, like me. I like Nintendo, but I'm not crazy for it. I play all the first-party games. I'm excited to play them, but I don't go nuts for Nintendo like a lot of people. Okay? So you might say, well, I don't get it. Why would anyone in their right mind pay more than double for the same service? To which I would answer,
It's not the same.
well, I think you just actually hit the nail on the head. You just said, why would anyone in their right mind? Because when you are a fanboy of something, you are not in your
Are
right
they
mind.
mentally ill,
The people who line up
mouth-drooling
every
morons?
single year to buy the new iPhone are not rational thinkers. They're not thinking, how can I justify this purchase? How can I use all the new features to improve my life with every iPhone? They're thinking, gotta have it, early adopter. It's a status symbol to always have the new iPhone. I need to be the first person to have it. I need to be in the know on technology. And I have a ton of money to burn, so I'm just going to go blow it on a thing that I literally have no use for and don't need. Okay? And this is just the same thing with Nintendo. People who rush out and buy every single thing that's Nintendo are not thinking rationally. The vast majority of people who just ran out and bought that Switch OLED did not need a Switch OLED. They're not going to benefit from anything that changed in that console. But they still ran out.
They might benefit from the better and bigger screen, the better speakers for the sound on the handheld mode. Gee, I bet a lot of people could probably benefit from that. Why do you think like cell phones always, oh yeah, we got a bigger screen, oh yeah, this tablet has a bigger screen. And people pay more for the bigger screens so they can see better whatever's on the screen. Again, ooh, I should try to find some of those videos, or at least one of them, where again they're comparing the screens and it's like, holy shit, you can actually really tell the difference. Like, it's pretty big change.
Bought it to line Nintendo's pockets with money. You see?
I don't need one because I never
Right
play
now,
mine handheld mode. I always do mine console.
Nintendo could have a rock that they picked up from behind their headquarters. They could walk behind their building into the woods, grab a rock, and take a Nintendo sticker and slap it on the rock, list it online as the new Rock Amiibo, and people would buy it for $39.99. That's not an exaggeration. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm not trying.
And Scopely could put a zombie makeup on an Edge card and then slap $3,000 on it and you paid for it. Oh, wait, you tried and you failed. Yeah, he was not happy about not getting it. I mean, someone was upset at 1 o'clock in the morning about something that totally slapped him in the face, which he claimed was a shower, but whomst the fuck is taking a shower at 1 o'clock in the morning? Not him, because he doesn't shower. Not his wife, because, oh, he tried to claim it was her. But not her, because, like, she works mornings. The fuck is she doing up at 1 o'clock in the morning? But she's up the next day. Again, why is she taking a shower at 1 o'clock in the morning? No one's taking a shower at 1 o'clock in the morning. You know what someone is doing? Getting drunk and playing WWE Champions and missing out on the new Edge zombie card.
Trying to be silly. I'm being honest with you. People just buy shit because it's Nintendo. They don't even care what
Nintendo
it is. They don't
tends to
even
make
know
good
if they're gonna get
products.
anything out of it. They just buy it because it's fucking Nintendo at this point. You know? So Nintendo doesn't have to provide anything additional to charge more money. They have a rabid fan base of people who are just willing to give them money for
And
nothing.
never forget, Game
this is,
Pass
again,
that he
this
loves.
is not me exaggerating. This is the
$60
truth
for
of the
6
situation.
months.
These people have been conditioned in their minds that whatever is coming out of Nintendo is a good purchase, and they must spend their money on it whether they need it or not. It's hilarious when you go online, you see people who have like 20 Joy-Cons, one of every color, right? It's like, what the fuck do you need 20 Joy-Cons for? What are you doing? Oh, I'm a collector.
Because they like them and they collect.
Those things are fucking like $80, man.
You spent hundreds on statues and paintings of video game shit. And comic book stuff. You have statues of game characters from like Team Fortress 2, a game you don't play. Shut the fuck up.
What are you doing? But that's how these people are. These Nintendo fans, this is how they are. They're just, I don't want to say they're crazy, but man, they just don't think rationally when it comes to their purchasing decisions. And I hate to say it because I've talked about this before. I'll say it again. When you act that way, sadly, you now tell Nintendo they can get away with whatever. They literally can get away with anything. For example, I'll give you an example here. Right now, Nintendo is offering this new online service for $50 a year instead of $20. Okay? Right now, they're saying we're offering both the $20 and the $50 options. What is to stop Nintendo in the next 8 to 12 months to saying we're doing away with the $20 option? It's either $50 or nothing, right? What's to stop them from doing that? Because you would say, oh, well, they're not providing an equivalent service from Xbox Live or PlayStation Network, but they're charging the same amount of money. That's ridiculous. You'd be right to say that. But guess what? Nintendo fans will pay it anyway. Because again, Nintendo has, through the actions of the fan base, they have now been taught that they can charge whatever they want for anything, and these people will pay it. There was a time, not too long ago, when Nintendo's Wii U console had failed huge, okay? It was not selling among non-fanboys. Fanboys, of course, went crazy and bought 17 models of it, right? But outside of the fan base, it was not mainstream adopted like the Wii was. So what did Nintendo do? For 3 or 4 years, they sold little figurines called amiibos. No exaggeration, that's where their money came from for 3 or 4 years. And the fanboys were so brainwashed, they bought all the amiibos. They bought little figurines from what was supposed to be a video game company and kept that company afloat for years instead of buying.
Nintendo is more than just a video game company. They do a lot of other stuff. They diversify, unlike DSP.
The games, the games weren't enough to keep them afloat. They kept them afloat with figurines. You see what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. Nintendo could say tomorrow, we've decided for a year we're not going to make any games. We're just going to put out spoons. And on the spoon, we're going to put Nintendo characters' faces. And they could charge $50 per spoon. And the Nintendo fans would buy 100 spoons each. For 3 years, they would support Nintendo by buying spoons. You can't make this up.
Except you are making it up. You're literally making it up. If they came out with spoons with characters' faces on it, they'd probably be able to charge $10 a spoon. And yeah, fans would buy them. Like, oh, I love Mario. I bought the Mario one. I'm Princess Peach fan. I bought Princess Peach. I personally like Wario. I might buy myself a Wario spoon. I wouldn't because, God, A, I don't have the space, and B, I just cannot justify spending money on stuff like that. Love to be able to, but I can't. But others would be like, oh, I love Yoshi. I love Donkey Kong. I love... Oh, man, have like Mike Tyson punch out and like send one to Mike Tyson and get autographed and all that. That'd be awesome. Anyways.
It's true. So, yeah, what I find hilarious is the reaction to people to this new Nintendo Online. Oh my God, $30 more for nothing. What is Nintendo thinking? What do you mean, what are they thinking? They're thinking exactly what they've been taught to think from these people who are crazy and buy everything that they offer. They've been told, doesn't matter what the quality is, doesn't matter what the value is. We will buy everything Nintendo. So they're just saying, hey, give us $30 more a month for nothing. And these people are like, yes, master. And they will do it. They will do it. Shuey actually just made an important point. He says, literally, this is the opposite of Game Pass for the consumer friendliness. Can you imagine if Nintendo had a version of Game Pass with a backlog of Nintendo games? Nintendo would never do that. Nintendo, you're absolutely right. Nintendo's the opposite. Just think of it. The Switch had been out for 3 to 3.5 years before they even reduced the price on a single first-party game. It wasn't until earlier this year that finally it was announced that games like Super Mario Odyssey would have a reduced price point. 3.5 to 4 fucking years of charging $60 for those games. They never reduced the price. They just don't care. They know that people will pay the premium because they're brainwashed and stupid. I don't know what else.
Or they're really good games, and if you want to play it, you got to pay the money. Yes, they're not like PlayStation or Xbox or PC where 6 months later, you can get it for $20 off. A year later, you can get the Game of the Year edition with all the DLC included for $60. No, they're not like that. But they're really good games. For the most part. If you're paying full price for a game, you're not getting a dud. If you're paying full price for a game, you're getting Astral Chain. You're getting Fire Emblem Three Houses. You're getting Mario Odyssey. You're getting really good, if not great games. PlayStation and Xbox, you spend $60 on a game, it might be good. It might not. It might be a dud. It might suck. It might be like, holy shit, $20 is too much for this game. But as far as Nintendo goes, that's usually not the case. There's been a couple games on there for like $20 on like the Nintendo store, but they weren't from Nintendo. They were the Waifu Hunter game or whatever it was. They're just cheap games, easy to make. Yeah, give you some enjoyment out of it, but not much. But you know, when you spend $60 on a game on the Switch, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a great game. The other 1 out of 10 is going to be a good game.
What else to say? So I just find it hilarious that the internet reacts in this way. Like, why are you reacting this way? This is what Nintendo now does. They know that they got their money. They know that people are brainwashed. They know that people will spend it. Do you want to know what will stop Nintendo from doing things like this? If people didn't spend their money. If last week the Nintendo OLED released and no one bought it, they said, listen, you completely ignored our concerns for 2 to 3 years. We said we wanted more processing power, more storage space, better graphics, better Joy-Cons. We want all these features. We want a Nintendo Switch Pro. And if Nintendo said, well, here's a Nintendo Switch OLED that ignored all your concerns, and everyone said, fuck it, we're not buying it. And if it didn't sell, Nintendo would be like, oh, shit. Well, guess what? I guess we are out of touch with our customer base. Now we got to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to improve and do better because we just invested a ton of money in this new model and no one bought it.
But how functional would a more powerful Switch be? Because original rumors for a more powerful Switch Pro was that it was going to be just a dock. Would not be a handheld mode because it would be too much power, be too big, way too much to be just carrying around. Like, alright, you got an hour and a half of battery life because we got so much better graphics and processing power. Well, that's not really a handheld mode, guys, if I can only use it for an hour and a half. Can't even watch Avengers Endgame on there. So they went with something that would be feasible for a handheld. And console, but mostly handheld.
But that's not what happened. People complained about it and then went and fucking bought it anyway because they're stupid. So now Nintendo does whatever they want. What did you think would happen? Did you think Nintendo would become a better company if you gave them money for nothing? Like, really? What did you think was going to happen? I just don't get it. But anyway, that is my take on the situation. Am I getting the new online service? Fuck no. I don't. I pay $20 a year right now for the Nintendo online service. Have I even used it at all? No. This last year, I don't think I played a single Nintendo game online, right? I don't think so. And I actually haven't used my Switch in quite some time. It's just sitting there collecting dust. I mean, the one game I will probably play between now and the end of the year is Metroid Dread. And after that, I can't even tell you the next time I'm going to touch the thing. You know? So.
Because you hate Nintendo. And guys, Game Pass is such a great deal. Shill for Xbox.
Oh. You know, for me, I'm just like, I'm definitely, it's not even a consideration for me. Am I going to pay $30 extra a year to play a few Genesis and N64 games? No. Do I care about an Animal Crossing expansion? Heck no. I haven't played Animal Crossing in a year. Like I said, last year, that was the hot game during the pandemic, and then all the hype died out in the last quarter of the year. Most people who even played it all year dropped it in the last quarter of last year. The numbers have said the player base went way down. People moved on to other stuff. So who cares about a fucking expansion? Right? This is all nothing interesting.
How much you want to bet an expansion will drive people back to the game to play the expansion?
$30 extra for
That's why they're coming out with the expansion.
A few digital games. That's up to you. For me, this is just a case of Nintendo going to par for the course, saying, "Oh look, we have this giant group of people who buy everything we offer. Let's just give them nothing for more money and suck in their money. Let's pull out the big Hoover vacuum and suck in the dollars, right?" And that's all they're doing. Okay. Let's get the shout-outs. So, first of all, there's one...
So, shut the fuck up. DSP. Some people don't own a Switch. Not everyone bought one. braked it, then had a fan send them another one. Some of them tried to get one, couldn't. Some of them, maybe when the Switch came out, they had the money. I was like, oh, I got one. I got the money now, but I'm going to wait for the OLED to come out because, well, at the time, the Switch Pro to come out because I hear it's going to be way better. And then the OLED comes out. I was like, no, it's not way better, but I got the money. I want a Switch. I'll just wait for the Switch OLED to come out and then get that. I was like, you even said, you know, people beat the shit out of their Switch in a handheld mode. Maybe they want a new one. So they get the OLED version. It's not because they're brainwashed zombies going, brrr, Nintendo, Nintendo. No. Because A, they want the better console. Well, maybe they took care of their Switch. It's in good condition. But they use a lot of handheld mode. If you use a lot of it in handheld mode, and the OLED screen gives you a better handheld mode, maybe you'll go out and buy it to get the better OLED screen and all that. And you know what's coming up? Christmas. You know what would make a great Christmas gift to someone? A Switch. Even if it's used. Like, alright, well, I just got the OLED. My little brother wants the Switch, so Mom, Dad, I'm going to get him the Switch, or maybe because of Coof, times might be a little hard for some people, but like, hey, Uncle Robin and Jemima. Still can't believe they took her off the syrup. I know my cousin Billy wants a Switch, but I know you guys are struggling, so here's my old Switch. Here's some Switch games I played at B I'll never play again. You can have these, but say that they're from you. Because I'm getting the OLED version. There could be plenty of people doing that. Or taking the Switch and trading it in at GameStop to get the OLED. But anyways. There's plenty of reasons to get a Nintendo OLED Switch. Not just because you're a brainwashed idiot, like he says. And I love him shitting on, oh, they're collecting. They're like $80 a piece. And you spent hundreds on your statues. You spent hundreds on the Black Cat. You spent hundreds on the She-Hulk. You spent hundreds on the one Street Fighter one. DSP, you motherfucker. You collected random bullshit that is now just tucked away in a nook, never to be seen again. How can you sit there and shit on others for collecting stuff when you, motherfucker, you did the exact same thing? Jackass. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day.